Alright, hey guys, welcome back. I'm Rufio Phoenix here at Phoenix Code. And this has been a requested captain's log for a while now. I want to say about a year I've been getting subtle messages that I should do a positive aspects of Neuro Divergent, or in my case, high-functioning autism. And I want to remind everyone that not everyone on the spectrum from neurodivergence is autistic. Some of them are ADHD, some of them are ADD, some of them are oppositionally defiant disorder, so ODD, like some of them have all of this, and at some point we all started over here, and some of us made it all the way over here in the spectrum, and that's kind of what happened to me. But this isn't the same for everyone. Each individual character with this condition, with these conditions, has different properties and different traits, different things that associate with them. However, there are two key roots notes in both. One refuses to be done what it's told. The other refuses to focus and often causes this thing called ADHD paralysis, where they just can't seem to make themselves do anything but sit there. And then there's autistic, which is the underhand version of of high functioning. And autistic has a sensory disorder and doesn't like to be overstimulated. It refuses to be in an overstimulated environment and needs a incredibly comfortable and quiet environment to thrive. It needs its deep space to be able to enter its thinking patterns. In other words, it needs theta waves to focus, like I do. Now, on the other hand, in my case, I can generate my own theta waves and put myself to sleep, but at the same time, I can also hyper-perseverate on things to a point where I begin to pattern predict on an excessive level. So if you do one thing and I overthink it, more than likely I'm going to see what you're going to say next. You just won't say it immediately. It'll come out when it comes out, and when it does, I know where you're going next. So that's what that's like. We can pattern predict. Another thing about high functioning neurodivergence or any neurodivergent, is that we have the same senses of a hunter. We have heightened hearing, heightened sensory of smell, taste, and in some cases sight. In my case, I'm legally blind, but I have a really good sense of hearing, touch, smell, and taste. So I can determine that someone's running at me if they're doing it silently from at least 10 feet away, and I'll be able to hear them coming, just based off of wind patterns. If or echoes off of walls or something like that, echolocation kind of thing. So I've learned how to echolocate with my eyes closed. That's another thing. I can close my eyes and figure out where I am going in my own city, mostly because I've lived here for a long time, but also because I've gone out there while the cars were on the road, and I didn't go into the road, but I did manage to figure out how to get to my local pizza shop blindfolded, just based off of the smell and sounds on the road in the air. So yeah, that was pretty cool. We have the senses of hunters. We have the sense of a hunter. We get thrills off of going on a video game or into a card game with people and absolutely just doing the things that they'd never see coming and still winning. We get thrills off of pattern prediction. So if we set a trap there and you go to and a bear were to go to it and then walk away, we'll also put a trap in front of its den, so if it goes home it won't get one. So we know we know what to expect. Ha! But yeah, we have the senses of hunters. We also are really good at math. We're really good at math. Often we're really understanding of science and astrology or astronomy, and that's stuff I like. So that's stuff I like. I'm sure there are other neurodivergents out there with similar tastes in their wonder of the stars, because all of us wish we could just kind of go hang out in a colony somewhere in an apartment observing a nebula or something like that. We all wish we could live like that. But yeah, we have fantastic fantasy minds. We do. We can come up with some of the coolest shit you've ever heard of, and it won't even be real. But on another hand, we're also very good at determining truth from lie. Meaning, if somebody's lying to us, we can sense it before they get a hold of us, and we'll just deter from them. You know, we get a feeling about people. We have like a gut feeling or a sensation on our bodies, like goosebumps occurs, or we'll start sneezing when someone thinks about us. We can sense when somebody's thinking about us, by the way. Just the other day, my buddy Willis was over and he was thinking about me. I didn't know it. I was over here playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel, and he was on his phone at the time playing, I think, Fortnite. And he was thinking about me. I didn't even know. He started laughing. I was like, "You thinking about me over there? Because I'm sneezing." And he's like, "Yeah." How did you know? I was like, "I'm sneezing." You know. And like he figured it out that I can sense when somebody's thinking about me. Some of my friends think I'm somewhat psychic, and they're right. I'm a little psychic. Not like I can read your mind, but like I can read your energy. You know, I can, even if you're just like just sitting there, no expression, no nothing. I could probably tell you whether you're trustworthy or not based on just that. Um, shit. You know, like, yeah, there's a lot of really cool things that comes with neurodivergence. Some of us have a deep understanding of the big picture mentality. Some of us like to focus on focus-oriented things like pattern prediction or analytics, stuff like that. Yeah, we have really perceptive minds, so we're good at observing people and seeing what the next best possible outcome would be. We interpret things on a level that a lot of people seemingly overlook or just don't think about in that way, and that's because we're not neurotypical. Neurotypical would go up to somebody on the street and say, "Hey, how you doing?" and offer to shake their hand. The other would shake their hand, and a neurodivergent would be interacted with in the same way. And if they're high functioning, they'd shake their hand and be polite and tact with this person, but they'd go about their way because that's not where they want to be. You know, like, you know, I guess that's how to explain it. We just kind of we're on our own little journey given to us by God, and we're going wherever our heart takes us, our heart or our mind. It's one of the two, and usually I trust my heart over my mind. So, all right. Anyway, I hope this helps. I hope you figured out a little bit something new about neurodivergence. Yes, we have the hunter aspects. We are good at hunting. Stay awesome, Ninja. Drink coffee. Be awesome. Be excellent. I'll see you in another video. Peace.